High jobless rates, the new normal. Even with an economic revival, many U.S. jobs lost during the recession may be gone forever, and a weak employment market could linger for years. And that could add up to a new normal of higher joblessness and lower standards of living for many Americans, some economists are suggesting. The words "it's different this time" are always suspect, but economists and policymakers say the job-creating dynamics of previous recoveries can't be counted on now. Things have changed, and here's why. The auto and construction industries helped lead the nation out of past recessions, but the carnage among Detroit's automakers and the huge surplus of new and foreclosed homes and empty commercial properties make it unlikely these two industries will be engines of growth anytime soon. The U.S. job market is caught in a vicious cycle. Without more jobs, U.S. consumers will have a hard time increasing their spending. But without that spending, businesses might see little reason to start hiring. Many small and mid-sized businesses are still struggling to obtain bank loans, impeding their expansion plans and constraining overall economic growth. Higher income households are spending less because of big losses on their homes, retirement plans, and other investments. Lower income households are cutting back because they can't borrow like they once did. That the recovery in jobs will be long and drawn out is something on which economists and policymakers can basically agree, even as their proposals for remedies vary widely. Retrenching businesses will be slow in hiring back or replacing workers they laid off. Many of the 7.2 million jobs the economy has shed since the recession began in December 2007 may never come back. This Great Recession is an inflection point for the economy in many respects. The employment rate will be permanently higher, or at least higher for the foreseeable future, said Mark Zandi, chief economist and co-founder of Moody'sEconomy.com. The collective psyche has changed as a result of what we've been through, and we're going to be different as a result, he said. Even before the recession, many jobs had vanished or been shipped overseas amid a general decline of U.S. manufacturing. The severest downturn since the Great Depression has accelerated the process. Many economists believe the recession reversed course in the recently ended third quarter, and they predict perhaps modest growth in the nation's gross domestic product over the next few years. Yet the unemployment rate is currently at a 26-year high of 9.8% and very likely to top 10% soon and stay there a while. Many factors are pushing against a quick, full recovery, said an economist at the Labor-Oriented Economic Policy Institute. It could take a long time to come back. At best, many economists see an economic recovery without a return to moderate unemployment. And at worst, they suggest the fragile recovery could lose steam and drag the economy back under for a double-dip recession. Again, they suggest the fragile recovery could lose steam and drag the economy back under for a double-dip recession. We will need to grind out this recovery step by step, President Barack Obama said earlier this month. Obama and congressional Democrats are having a hard time agreeing on how to keep the recovery going and help millions of unemployed workers, short of another round of stimulus spending amid rising voter alarm over soaring federal deficits. So far, they've been unable to win even a simple 3-month extension of unemployment insurance for people in states with jobless rates above 8.5%. The extension easily passed the House earlier this month, but is now bogged down in the Senate over disputes over which states would get the funds. Hundreds of thousands of people have already lost their benefits or are about to lose them. Republicans argue that the stimulus program, the $787 billion stimulus program, has not worked as a job producer and is a waste of tax money. The government can support a few jobs in the short run, while free enterprise is the only system that can create millions and millions of them. To many economists, such a goal seems unreachable given today's altered economic landscape. It's a new normal that U.S. growth is going to be anemic on average for years. Right now, the prospect is bleak for anything other than a particularly high unemployment rate and a weak jobs-creating machine, said the president of Decision Economics Incorporated. Many economists consider a jobless rate of 4 to 5% as reflecting a full employment economy, one in which nearly everyone who wants a job has one. After the 2001 recession, the rate climbed to 5.8% in 2002 and peaked at 6.3% in 2003 before easing back to 4.6% for 2006 and 2007. So, the question is, will unemployment ever get back to such levels? I wouldn't say never, but I do think it's going to be a long time, said a former Treasury Department economist and the author of the book, The New American Economy, The Failure of Reaganomics and a New Way Forward. So, the linkage between growth in the economy and growth in jobs is not what it was. I don't know if it's permanently broken or temporarily broken, he said. But clearly, we are not seeing the sort of increase in employment that one would normally expect. These are not normal times. These are like times like never seen before, and will never before or never again be seen. There's something much more going on here. Like I say, something much bigger. Real change must happen for the better, rapidly. And these are more signs of the end times transition days. And the transition is ongoing and a process. And there are many signs.